So hi, before starting this video, I'd like to tell you that if you really find my videos helpful for you, then just please like my videos and share with your friends and subscribe my channel because I believe that knowledge sharing is best way to knowledge expansion. Okay, so now let's get back to the topic. You see here. It's a GATE 2016 question. Okay. And I read it for you. Consider an arbitrary set of CPU bounded process. Okay. So here there are set of some processes with unequal CPU burst, which have different burst times submitted at the same time. It means what? There are some processes. Okay. Say, should I write here? Okay. So I'm writing here. Okay. So don't look at this. It's a different question. Okay. So don't look at this. So here I am writing. So you see, maybe there are three processes: process P1, process P2, process P3. Okay. So here they have written that they have unequal burst times. Maybe a process P1 has burst time of 4, it has 5, it has 2. Okay. And submitted at the same time. It means what? This is a burst time. The arrival time is 0 for all the process. Means what? They have submitted at the same time. So which of the following would minimize the average waiting time in the ready queue? Okay. So here they are asking which CPU scheduling algorithm will minimize the average waiting time. So just remember, I have already told you that shortest job first algorithm minimizes the average waiting time. It minimizes average waiting time as well as turnaround time. Okay, just remember. So here you see the options are given as shortest remaining time first, RR round robin with time quantum less than shortest CPU burst. Option C is uniform random. Option D is highest priority with priority proportional to CPU burst. Okay. So here you see, since all the processes has arrived at the same time, it means what? It's like shortest job first algorithm. So option A is correct. What is option A? It's shortest remaining time first algorithm. Actually, it's a shortest job first algorithm. Okay. So because since the arrival time is same for all the processes, so what happens here? SRTF degenerates to shortest job first algorithm. Okay. So you can check with this example. Here you see the arrival time is same. Okay. And just try to apply SRTF algorithm. Okay. It will work as shortest job first algorithm. Let me tell you how. You see here. I think. Okay. You just see here. At 0 second, process P1 has arrived at process P2 and process 3. All these processes has arrived. So process P3 will run. Okay. Since it has the lowest burst time, so it will completely run for 2 seconds. Okay. After that, process P1 will run because process P1 has lowest burst time than process P2. So here I will write process P1 and it will completely run for 4 seconds. 2 plus 4, 6. And now process P2 will run. Process P2 means what? 6 plus 5, 11. So here you see, here SRTF worked like SJF. Why? Because the arrival time was same. Okay. So option A is correct. Here SRTF basically means what? SJF algorithm. Okay. Both are synonym of each other. But generally we use the, but generally whenever there is a preemption, then we call SJF algorithm as SRTF algorithm. We can also call it as SJF algorithm with preemption. Okay. So option A is correct because it's SRTF algorithm, or you can also say it as SJF because SRTF has degenerated to SJF algorithm. Okay. Now you see what's written in the option B. RR with round robin with time quantum less than the shortest CPU burst. So it means what here? You see the time quantum is is lesser than the shortest CPU burst. Okay. So I told you that time quantum should have certain range of length. It should have certain length. Okay. Why? Because if the time quantum is very small, then there will be lot of context switch. Okay, I already told you in the previous lectures that if the time quantum is very small, there will be lot of context switch. Lot of context switch means what? CPU cycle will be wasted in the context switch. And also another thing is that if the time quantum is very big, okay, then the round robin will work like FCFS algorithm that I have already told you. So here you see why option B will not be correct, because you see, suppose you see here the shortest burst is 2 seconds. Okay, the shortest burst is 2 seconds, and if the time quantum is even shorter than this shortest burst time of 2 seconds, say a time quantum is 1 second, then you see what will happen. Here, just wait. Okay, I'm not drawing the Gantt chart, I'm just explaining, you just try to understand. Here you see, if the time quantum is even lesser than 2 seconds, okay, so just lesser than 2 seconds means what? 1 second, suppose. You see, there will be lot of context switch. Even to run this process, there will be a context switch, because in one go, this process will not be completed, because time quantum is just 1 second. Time quantum is even shorter than the burst time of this process P3. So same will happen for P2 and P1 also. So you see, it means what? A process, in order to get finished, it has to wait longer in the ready queue. Why? Because it is whenever the process is getting the CPU, then it is only running for 1 second, and again there is a context switch. So definitely here the waiting time cannot be minimized. Okay. So option B cannot be true. And you see option C, uniform random. Actually, I don't know what is the meaning of this algorithm, uniform random, what they want to say, but anyway, this cannot be the option, because I've already told you that the correct option is shortest job first algorithm. Okay, shortest of first algorithm, and since it's written SRTF algorithm, so you just think it as SRTF is converted into SJF algorithm. Why? Because the arrival time is same. And you see what's written in the option D, highest priority first with priority proportional to CPU burst. Here the priority is proportional to CPU burst. It means what? If the CPU burst length is longer, okay, then the priority is higher. It means what? Suppose here you see the CPU burst of process P1 is 4. It means what? It has priority 4, because priority is directly proportional to the burst length. It has burst length of 5, then priority is 5. It has burst length of 2, then priority is 2. Okay, and moreover, they are telling highest priority. Here, highest priority, they mean to say that the priority number, if the priority number is largest, then that corresponding process will be given the highest priority. So here it means what? It's just like longest remaining time first algorithm. Why? Because you see here process P2 has the highest priority. So here process P2 will run first. Okay. So here process P2 will run. After that, you see the process P1 has the highest priority. So process P1 will run. After that, you see process P3 has the highest priority. So here process P3 will run. Okay, you see all the process P3 has the shortest burst time, but it has to wait for longer. So here also you see that yes, that average waiting time is not minimized. Okay, so option D is not correct, and anyway option C is not correct. So option A is the correct option. Okay.